Hey everyone, this is Pause or Repeat. Here we figure out whether a game is really worth your time and money. Today's game is Mycopunk. Mycopunk is a first-person shooter by developer Pigeons at Play and is published by Devolver Digital. Since Devolver Digital has published some bangers in the past, there are some expectations from this indie title. With that being said, let's start by going over the gameplay and see what they've got in store. Mycopunk is a mission-based game, so the majority of the gameplay will be in said missions. Whether you play alone or in co-op, you'll pick from one of 4 characters and be sent down in a drop pod to the planet New Atlas. After you land, you're given objectives to complete ranging from collecting data, restoring power, sniping enemy ships with a railgun, or even simply just killing enemies. And there's even more. Speaking of the enemies, we're not fighting your typical humanoids. As expected by the name of the game, we're fighting fungus monsters and amalgamations of fungus and technology. Enemies are pretty varied in rank and difficulty, but are also modular. This means that parts can be blown off, but also any parts not completely destroyed can be picked up by another enemy, so be wary of that. Outside the missions, you'll go back to your ship, a hub space to run around and prep for the missions. You'll also be able to invest points in a progression tree for each character, or assign upgrades to weapons based on what you find in the missions. So how is the story looking? The story of Mycopunk follows the New Atlas Hazard crew, a group of 4 robots with different eccentric personalities that are hired by Saxon, a mega corporation. Saxon has tasked this crew to drop on the planet New Atlas, exterminate the fungus infestation, and retrieve any resources they can before the ecosystem completely falls apart. Will there be more to uncover? But now the question still stands. Pause or repeat? You've heard of cyberpunk, and you've probably heard about steampunk. Now we have Mycopunk.
No, don't do it.
Is too many punks going on here?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? Are we just forming like the perfect ensemble of just rock and rollers? I mean, they are. I mean, it is that joke. It's like, what do robots listen to, Henrik?
Mm-hmm.
Heavy metal. Yeah, see, I know.
Got me.
No, I got you.
Dad jokes coming out, guys. All right, not that kind of day.
Right. But like in Mycopunk, you're part of the New Atlas Hazard crew, a team of malfunctioning metal misfits hired by the Saxon Corporation to clean up a galaxy-wide fungal disaster, right? I mean, it sounds heroic. Wrong. I mean, you guys are just going to be playing as a bunch of intergalactic janitors with futuristic guns. Try not to get scrapped while wondering if the whole tax fraud thing was your fault or theirs, Henrik.
Hey, yeah, but you know what? The premise, as obscure or eccentric as that might sound, it's actually pretty solid. The gameplay in this, it for being an indie game especially, is pretty dang good, I'd say. I mean, yeah, it could be repetitive, and I'm being really optimistic here considering it is technically an early access release, but
yeah,
they say this is their 1.0. So it's not anything below that they're releasing. They're really just going to go up from here, according to them. But hey, you know what? They got a really
big
good
emphasis
solid
on their Steam page about the whole early access thing. Trust me, we'll get to there at one point. Trust me, I got a lot to say about that. But when it comes to the combat, yeah, it's chaotic. It's like Call of Duty Zombies that took an edible in that kind of a way, right? There's
almost literally.
Storm. Right. And there's going to be tech that turns against you and your screen explodes like a rave at Tomorrowland. Oh, wait. That might be too soon. Sorry, Belgium. The party got spoiled on stage. I mean, that's what happens when you have a glorified DJ show that looks like just like a glorified Christmas lighting show, right? But anyways, I do like that there's a clever twist in the gunplay, as if you land hits with one weapon, it recharges the ammo in the other. I think that's really, really cool. But like Henrik, I felt like what was a deal breaker with me was, what's up with the no melee? I mean, not even a robot pimp slap. I mean, you're telling me that I'm a metal murder machine and I can't even pistol whip with the mushroom? I mean, there's not enough
You're not
options.
really going to want to use it too much.
But I mean, that's the crazy part about it. I mean, come on. You would think that they would like maybe have like a chainsaw blade. You know what I mean? Like it would that kind of thing. Especially when there's so many people swarming at you.
It actually is a secret weapon that is a chainsaw.
Are you telling me that I haven't even got to the part with the secret boss levels yet? Because I know there's a lot to explore. Are you telling me there's something that I'm missing? Damn it.
Yes, you need to go back in there and get that. It's a little tedious because it's a lot of grinding, but it is there.
Well, you can kind of tell where I was going with this whole notion with pause or repeat, because like, I mean, between the rocket lassos and the jetpack dashes, while, each class made you feel like a hero, Was there one that you liked or you avoided?
Yeah, I played all of them initially one time just to see, okay, what do each of these guys have going for them? And they each play pretty differently. When it comes down to it, the gameplay is going to be the same for when it comes to the guns. But when you throw in the abilities, that kind of changes things pretty drastically because you got the Wrangler who has a basically like a lasso you can hook on to anything, whether it be an enemy or just the environment, and pull yourself to. And that's pretty fun to start out with. But then I saw Glider, the character with a wingsuit,
Yeah.
can just do that sort of movement tech just as a baseline without a cooldown. It just recharges. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? If I enjoyed the lasso that much, I'm going to enjoy the glider even more.
Well,
So
especially if you
I
want
went
to
with
get
them.
that airborne tactic, right? If that's
Yes.
like your kind of style of
Yeah.
gameplay, you're right. I mean, especially with like the Wrangler, you're gonna feel like you're a space cowboy, or what's that new villain
Which is a
everybody's
cool
excited.
aesthetic. Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
I mean,
I love Space Cowboys.
you're gonna be like Loba, right? That's the dude that's gonna be the villain in Supergirl coming up pretty soon. You're gonna be feeling like that space cowboy. But like I felt myself kind of going towards the Bruiser. I know it's kind of got that generic,
Okay.
shield defense that you see in like every other game. But this guy, obviously this mech skipped arm day, but he never missed a leg day, stumping out that fungus. That thing is so much fun when you're coming down, nose diving on your opponents. But like
Mhm.
every mission feels like a DoorDash on Doomsday, right, Henrik? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt that way. Lands,
Yeah,
that
you get
bacteria.
welded into that drop pod. You get thrown in there, and it just flies
Yeah.
off. And you just have at it, man. Just
But I
go and
mean,
do your thing. Fight some
but
fungus.
But then again, it's like you're carrying the space junk. You're going to extract and repeat until your friend group logs off for dinner or never comes back. I mean, you got to have a really strong, friend group. But then again, you can easily jump in with a bunch of randoms. But I truly recommend this game with friends. I think that's what it was
Yeah,
made for.
yeah, it's definitely designed for that.
Yeah, definitely this world that's being created in Mycopunk gives off a lot of vibrant Borderlands meets Biohazard look. I mean, it's got that complete comic book flair in a sense, and neon mold everywhere, which is really, really cool. Everything pops visually. I just wonder if you're colorblind, how this game is received for you. I don't know. I don't have that experience, but until, I don't know. It feels like after like the 7th mission, Henrik, you start to realize that, all these atmospheres start to take shape that look almost the same after a while.
Mm.
I get that they got that spore infested atmosphere, but it's starting to feel like it was on loop. Did you get that same vibe?
That actually wasn't so much of a gripe for me because, I can expect there to be some repetitive nature in a game that's just mission based. I mean, it's going to be in any mission based game, whether it be this or probably the closest rival to this sort of game would probably be like Helldivers 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Where, you're going to hop down into environments that are going to maybe feel the same after a certain amount of time is put into the game. It's just a matter of how long does it take to get to that point. But what actually made me have a gripe about the game was the enemies. Because, yeah, there's some kind of cool designs when you get to like the bigger enemies, but the
Right.
just fodder type enemies, they're literally just a ball with legs.
Yeah,
And
pretty
it's like,
much. It's just like
all
you're
right,
fighting a
yeah, I
robotic
get it. I'm
Krusty Krab.
yeah, it's like I get it. I'm fighting fungus here, but like I want to see something a little more interesting than that.
Yeah, it feels like definitely the color scheme's cool, but like, did you feel like as if someone like spilled Kool-Aid on a sci-fi comic? I mean, that's kind of the vibe I was starting to get. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
Mycopunk is full of wild potential. I mean, especially with friends, but after a few runs for myself, Henrik, the rinse repeat mission loop makes me want to file a complaint to OSHA. All right, just for the sake of the 4 robots, I got to go in and clean that bacteria. And dropping
Yeah.
an early game instead of a full one, I think completely hurts them in the end, because this feels like a Saxon logic, no pun intended, to the storyline to this game. I mean,
The mega corporation.
right? I mean, I'm here to play games, Henrik. I'm not here to be your personal mechanic because some robot lost a cog in the wheel. I mean, that was their whole excuse on their Steam page. Hey, we need you guys to play it so we can tweak the whole hit points and the queue and the how hard a boss is or not. It's like, no, just I think it would have worked better. I wonder how I would have felt if the game was dropped full. But like for now, Henrik, I feel like this thing is a pause until they fix the gears. What do you say, Henrik?
I was very optimistic when I saw that they said it was a 1.0 release, but at the same time, I feel it's a pause for me as well because it's lacking in some areas to keep me coming back, like the whole enemy variety thing for just the base enemies. I want to see something more interesting
Yeah.
because as fun as the gunplay can be, I'm not killing things that seem kind of cool. It's not really going to bring me back personally too much.
It's a quick summer co-op game with your homies that you got a legit, friend group. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like if you
yeah.
have that, it's really, really cool. But then all of a sudden, I feel like there's going to be a lot of excellent games that are going to be dropping in the next couple months. I keep thinking of Borderlands 4, and then I'm like, nobody's going to be playing this. That's just how I personally feel. But then again, we want to know from you, the gamers, are you vibing with this early access or early game to Mycopunk? Do you even agree with Henrik the Wreck and Chris Collins? Or you just guys like, you guys are so off on this one? Throw your takes in the trash can. Let us know what's good.